Let me do a logic test. Real dope dad. Let's say you like to play pickup basketball outside.
Okay.
And you woke up and you look at your mobile phone and you open the Weather Channel app. And it said there's a 95% chance of rain. Are you gonna load up in the truck with your gym bag to go to the playground outside?
No.
No.
So how is it that you can look at the statistics, probability and likelihood when it comes to playing basketball, but you ignore it when it comes to deciding who you want to build a legacy with?
Are you are you are you saying that like I would wife a hoe?
But also a woman who had a promiscuous background has not had a stable relationship.
That's not
Okay,
true
and
either
when
though.
you want somebody you want to marry, she has not held down a man married or ever. Now, when you get older, I see this is another thing.
Lady O, that's not true.
It's not
What?
true at all.
No. No, I'm just saying. In general, they can't hold down a stable relationship. In general, they cannot.
Lady
I'm
O,
just
That's
that's
saying
not
not
they
true.
true.
cannot.
That's
They
not true,
can't
Lady
hold
O.
down a stable relationship. They're too quick. They're too quick to leave a relate.
Lady
They
O,
won't
that's
hold
not true.
That's
down.
not
Okay.
true.
Listen,
Respectfully.
this is my belief, right? I think women, a lot of women are hoes when they're not in relationships, and they think that's a lot of them just do that. But just because you're a hoe, don't mean that you can't be faithful
Well,
at
I
all.
mean, but y'all, okay, but it goes back to the stats that's showing that that's wrong. That
I'm
you're wrong
I'm not
because most
for
because the
one.
high body count. Even when
Dr.
I
Lady, you arguing with somebody who don't believe in
No.
experimental
It's not.
data or
It's
statistics?
not even that. So are these stats where they ask people questions, or are these stats where
okay,
they actually
I
take?
can tell you this: when I watch some of these married by first the marriage site things, right? I noticed the ones who did not consummate the marriage they're actually still married. Matter of fact, I follow a few of them. They're still married. They have higher marriage rates than the ones who consummated the marriage, although they technically only knew each other for a day and then they're having sex that night, just because they legally got married. Their relationships don't last. Long term, the ones who did not have sex actually are the ones that's still together in higher numbers. So, and then the stats show talking to people. This and another stat is this, right? And I posted this yesterday. 60% with 59 to 60% of first marriages you have the highest chance your first time. Second marriages have a 63% divorce rate. Third marriages have a 73% divorce rate. So you have the best chance of staying married when you choose right the first time. Only is 41% of divorce rates. So it does matter when you marry somebody, number one, younger, and you choose least decent. That's the best. That's the best time you have to marry somebody. The stat shows that promiscuous relationships do not last long terms. We talking about people that get married at 35. They was whole, now they tired. Now they gonna be faithful. That's you probably talking about that scenario.
No, not even that. Like this is the
Okay.
thing. A lot of these girls, when they be with the Russell Wilsons after they would have been faithful to the future, but they with the Russell Wilsons and they cheat. Like
But it
the
should be the
girl is
other way
going.
around.
A
Should
lot of
be faithful to
a
the
lot of
Russell
times,
Wilson
a
though.
lot of times, girls know who to play with. A lot
But
of times.
okay, but the thing is, they should be faithful to the Russell Wilson. They don't want the Russells until they 35 or 40 years old. They don't even be faithful to the Futures. They don't be
Don't
faithful to those
they
guys.
no they not
Lady,
playing with
oh, I
Future.
know a whole lot
They
of
not.
faithful
You think
hoes.
Sierra was playing with? No, Sierra she was
But
not
they're
playing
not
with Future.
hoes if they're with one person. But if they're messing around with different guys, they're not faithful. They're hoes. But
This
you talking about a woman
well,
that like to
so
have sex with her man
you
and turn
you
it over.
know
No,
you
she's
know
not.
a,
I don't
you
call
know
her.
a lot of hoes just don't be hoes just because they're in relationships, right? So you might have a woman who is in a 7-year relationship, and that's the only reason she don't got a high body count. That's the
But
only
she's not
reason.
a hoe then. She's with
No, no,
one
no, no, no,
person.
no. Hold on. As soon as she get out of that relationship, she doing what she want when she want.
That doesn't matter. If she was still with one person for
Uh,
7 years, I don't classify her as a hoe if she's with that one person. A hoe if she's messing around
no.
with this
Uh,
guy and that guy.
so
She's
I
not.
disagree with you. I think
Why we acting
you
like
can be a
Trev?
you
Why
can.
we acting like Trev didn't just state that? Why we acting like Trev didn't just state that the facts that when a woman have multiple partners over a period of time, something happens.
I'm sorry. Say that
They're
again.
more experienced.
I'm not saying that I
If
don't.
you
I'm
can
not saying that I
reiterate
don't.
what you said earlier, it
Because
literally
he
dogs the
wanted
shit
to
out of this
ignore the
whole
data,
rabbit hole.
which is crazy. He wanted to ignore the data.
No, I'm not saying that I don't believe that a woman with a higher body count is probably prone to be high, but all of this, when it comes to like all of the data, I don't pay attention to it because a lot of it is they're asking people questions. A lot of it just asking people questions.
That's
It's
not
depend.
how
It's,
that's not how surveys work either.
oh, hold on.
They do
So
undercover researches. They're not always asking questions
cut
either.
it out.
I do this every day. Okay,
we're
I'm not getting a doctor degree for
all right.
nothing.
So give me.
You're not always just sitting down surveying people. You do, but there's certain they don't always. It's not always cutthroat when it comes to that. That's like when you and it's funny how y'all want to all of a sudden you want to dispute the data, but as soon as the data came out saying black men were the most involved, y'all ran with that.
I don't pay attention to that one either.
Let's keep it above.
I don't pay attention to that one either.
I'm gonna tell you how they determined what was a good father. They did not go to the good men. They did not go to the men and ask the men whether or not they were good fathers. They went to the mothers, and the mothers are saying these men are helping with the homework.
So they asked
helping
people
with the children. That is how it concluded that black men were the most involved.
They asked people questions.
Y'all ran with that stat.
They've asked people questions, right?
They sat down and surveyed over a period of time. And it was from birth to 18 years. And surveys, and they're not done just one time. They're done over a period of years. You just don't do it one time.
Dr. Lady O, can I do a logic test on Real Dope Dad? Let me do a logic test. Real Dope Dad. Let's say you like to play pickup basketball outside.
Okay.
And you woke up and you look at your mobile phone and you open the Weather Channel app. And it said there's a 95% chance of rain. Are you going to load up in the truck with your gym bag to go to the playground outside?
No.
So how is it that you can look at the statistics, probability and likelihood when it comes to playing basketball, but you ignore it when it comes to deciding who you want to build a legacy with?
Are you saying that like I would wife a hoe?
I'm just asking a simple question. That's all.
I don't think that these surveys are nearly as accurate as weather science. I'm just telling you, I don't think that's
because
even
you don't understand
reasonable.
how they work.
No. You literally, hold on, miss. You literally just said that they asked the mothers questions.
Over a period of time, but they also follow these women
they
too.
asked the mothers questions over time, and you literally are telling me that's comparable to science. No, that is ridiculous.
If they do it because let me tell you something. Then don't go to college. Don't get you a 6-figure job. Don't do none of this stuff. You don't believe stats is a part of life. It's always going to stay and remain here. Please stop. Okay, because black women, we would now be the most educated group because we do have all these degrees. Okay, if we did not go on stats that's saying
I don't pay attention to that one either.
And hold on, this another stat that black men don't want to run with. 80% of millionaires have a bachelor's degree. Y'all don't run with that stat now, do you?
Hold on.
That is a fact.
Miss Lydia,
that is a 100% fact.
You're right. That is a fact. Do you know what a millionaire is?
Yes, I do.
That is a person whose net worth is of $1 million.
It is. It's not always about them being. I know what it is.
Do you know how most people became millionaires?
But mostly work and invest in their money, their houses.
Their houses.
I know about that.
They've had their houses. Their houses have gone up, and eventually they get paid off. That. If without the context, we would all on this panel would think that people who are doing really great in life, making a ton of money and have a high income. No, it's people whose houses became worth $1 million because we know how.
It's also their 401ks.
Exactly.
I know all this stuff, but again, it doesn't negate the fact that a majority of millionaires have bachelor's degrees. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get down to. And most of them have higher paying jobs, and most entrepreneurs are not millionaires. Most entrepreneurs make about $50,000 a year. Okay, so I'm just saying.
Nobody when people talk about millionaires, nobody strives to be nobody's talking about somebody who is 65, 70 years old who has their 401k and they got a house that's worth $700,000 and $300,000 in the 401k. Nobody's talking about that when they're talking about millionaires. Most people are talking about people with a high earning income, with a high income. They talking
A
about high earners.
millionaire is a
They don't
millionaire. A
understand what it
millionaire is a
is, though.
millionaire.
But also,
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you right
no. I'm
there,
about to
because
tell you real
a
quick.
millionaire's a
I'm about
millionaire.
because in order to be a 1% man,
They
in
don't
order to be a
get it.
1% man and be in a high earner, you got to earn over $500,000 a
Where
year.
you live, because if you look at this, if you look it up, 1 in 10 people in LA are millionaires. Like you said, off real estate, and that don't make them any less of a millionaire.
Okay, I don't care about the millionaire talk because
now you don't care. Okay,
can I? Right, please. I just
Of
want
course.
to
go for it.
because the millionaire talk doesn't even mean that you have money to go on a vacation because you have to sell your house to have money.
No, you don't. You can pull out a HELOC.
Hold on.
You can pull out a HELOC.
Hold on. You have to refinance your house. You have to.
No, you don't.
Hold on. You have to do something with your assets to go and have money, right?
That's how you build wealth. That's how you build wealth.
Let me finish.
Go for it, babe.
You have to, in order to extract that value, you have to sell those assets, or you have to go and get a loan on your assets. I'm talking about real money.
Jay-Z just did it on their house out here in Bel Air.
That's a billionaire play. Ray, that's the billionaire play. That's a billionaire play.
Millionaires do that. That's how they
Ray. If you're a millionaire off of your 401k in your house, you can't go out and do what you want because that money will run out because you don't have a high income. That money will run out. You can't go on vacations. You can't buy nice cars. You can't do all of that. You don't make money.
Can't go on vacation.
He's talking about liquid money.
What I'm telling you
that don't matter. That's not how USA work, though.
If you're a millionaire off of your house and your 401k, that don't mean you can have a Lamborghini. You can't afford it.
Do not have
Lamborghini don't have nothing to do with it.
No. I'm not talking about the ones who don't have it because they don't want it. I'm talking about you can't afford it.
So you're telling me
they can't afford it, some of them just don't want it.
No,
why wouldn't they be able to afford it?
If you are a technical millionaire because your house and your 401k and you have technically over $1 million in value, you can't afford a Lambo. It depends on your income.
Who cares though? Well, who cares about having a Lambo?
So I'm telling you that it's technically a millionaire, but it's not what we talking about when we talking about millionaires. It ain't no ball. It ain't the nigga that you want.
There are people with good credit.
I would take a man with assets over somebody.
On it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. But
you would take a 65-year-old man with assets. I get it.
They don't have to be 65 to have assets.
I think we're missing the point.
Real dope daddy, where do you live?
I live in the Philly area.
Yeah, that's why I'm just saying when you're around these things every day, you see they're very obtainable. You don't have to be 65 to own property that's worth $1 million.
I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying. So we're literally talking about how these studies of millionaires are collected, right? That most millionaires are millionaires by the way of their 401ks and home ownership.
It's not always 401ks only go up to about $300-some thousand. Okay, you don't get rich off 401ks.
I said 401ks and home.
No, it's real estate.
Hold on. Being a millionaire does not make you rich. Okay.
Nobody
the
said
average
they
millionaire is $3.5 million. Okay, that is the average net worth of a millionaire. It is a combination of,
I think y'all are missing his point.
Do you know what
the original point? Y'all went down a rabbit hole.
You know what that means?
The original point is matter really does not mean anything in personal relationships. Like, it's a point of reference. We got lost. Data is a point of reference. It's not that it's not valuable. It's not that it's not useful. It's just at the end of it, we are people. We are really not numbers. And when you're dealing with people, the numbers don't matter as much because you have to deal with individuals as they come.
No.
Stats don't tell you who you're dealing with. It's just a point of reference. I get it. They're useful, but a lot of us don't even know the context behind these stats. We don't know how to read stats. We have to leave data alone.
If you got anything,
I don't know why I'm just trying to figure out.
You know about
missing his point. We've gone down a rabbit hole of millionaires, and the only thing he was trying to say was stats really don't mean that you can't data your way.
And this is why black people at the bottom of the barrel because we're going to dispute everything.
Just telling you.
He trying to say millionaire don't matter if you own real estate. Most millionaires got.
Ray, what I'm trying to tell y'all. just because you're a millionaire because you're 70 years old, you paid off your 30-year mortgage, and you're a millionaire because of your house and your 401k and your IRA or whatever, that don't mean that you get money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Most of these people don't get money. She said the average millionaire has $3.5 million. You know what that means? That means that they're taking the billionaires and they're taking the people who just make 1 million and they're averaging them together, right? That don't mean that most of them have 3.5 million. It means that no, when you take the people with a ton of money and you average the people who
First of all,
have
you
million
talking to somebody who got a whole doctorate degree in business. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know what average means, so you don't have to go down that little video.
No, I was telling,
okay?
yeah, I was telling
I know
everybody
all
else.
about entrepreneurship and business management, and I got all. That's what I said average for.
I thought
Unless
you
you don't
was
know
a.
the definition
I
of
thought you had
average.
a
I said
degree
average.
in medicine.
Y'all
No,
realize we
my
was talking about
degree is
hoes
business,
earlier, right?
business
Oh,
I'm sorry,
entrepreneurship.
we got off
That's the whole
topic.
medical school. That if you notice, well, you don't see my videos, but that's why I always say if I talk about health on my page, I don't use my doctors. I only use it when I'm talking about the insurance and all that stuff and in business and stuff like that. Yeah.
and I would just
My
like to
son is a
point out,
PhD.
y'all, that